It was incredible, really.
Well, yesterday on the stage, Alain Duclos finished 4th with a brilliant ride on his Honda. He started with a start number of 102, and he's from Mali. He has a French father and a Malian mother. Mali certainly embraced their hero yesterday. It was a brilliant ride by the local. I wanted to come back home in style. I took some risks, but everything went well, so I'm happy and looking forward to the Bakel stage. However, he has also been raising some money for charity whilst riding on the Dakar. He says here is a check from SOS Sahel France for 20,000 francs, that's around $3,000 US, for the work you are doing here in Sahel. We think that the work you are doing is brilliant, and I encourage you to continue. Now in Bamako, though, he goes to find his mum. And his mum here saying, I'm a very happy mother and very proud of my son. Today, though, we hooked up with Alain on board with his Honda. It was a very emotional and very overwhelming moment for me yesterday. I gave the money, I saw my family, and the result of the day. It was brilliant for me and a huge emotional rush.
Ça faisait beaucoup pour une seule personne et j'ai un peu craqué.
So after yesterday's problems, the overall leader of the Dakar 0-1, Hiroshi Mashioka, looking to try and consolidate his 6-minute and 28-second lead overall after nearly some 61 hours of rallying. How close can it be after such a long period of time since the Eiffel Tower on New Year's Day? Here we are on stage 17, and Mashioka has got nothing to lose but go flat out. He will know that Schlesser is fighting hard behind. However, Mashioka starting 29th on the road today with some 28 cars ahead of him. And with all of that dust and with all of those cars to pass, he just has to go flat out. Fortunately, people pulling over and letting Mashioka pass in a gentlemanly spirit. A Nissan pulling over for the Mitsubishi, and 224 continues to go ahead into the distance. One of the Pro trucks pulls over, and it all seems easy going for Mashioka, even through the water splashes. However, it was not plain sailing for all of the 370 kilometers today, when the Japanese driver had a puncture with the front left, and only after a couple of minutes he was back on the road and flat in top gear. 6-speed box for Mashioka, topping out at around 170 kilometers an hour. Here, though, is Jutta Kleinschmidt at the first control point, getting her time card stamped. And looking ahead into the dust, locking up all the wheels, is Jean-Louis Schlesser. Now at the first control point, Schlesser was some 9 minutes ahead of Mashioka after 58 minutes of running on the stage. But look at this. Considering the images that we saw a few minutes earlier, Schlesser finding it not so easy to pass a car on the stage than Mashioka passing other cars earlier in the special stage. 370 kilometers of it. He caught Kleinschmidt, and Schlesser was some 13 minutes ahead of Mashioka on the stage. And even though Schlesser did win the stage overall, he only won it by 37 seconds. So he lost as good as 12.5 minutes once he caught Jutta Kleinschmidt's Mitsubishi. Now, Schlesser says that Kleinschmidt was driving, I quote you, like a granny for the last 20 minutes of the stage. Not a good day for Portugal's Carlos Souza.
Penso que o veio de transmissão partiu.
He says that he had another suspension problem with the rear transaxle, and also he has had a gearbox casing problem.
E vai ser muito difícil, mesmo o caminhão penso que não tem peças para isso. Nós podíamos rodar só com tração às duas, mas penso que vai ser muito complicado. Não conseguimos tapar a fuga de óleo do cárter.
Souza losing some 2 hours and 4 minutes today. Oh, what could have been for his third position overall. So the battle then continued to rage between Kleinschmidt and Schlesser on the stage, but just looking at other people for a moment, Stefan Orad's only 2 minutes and 39 seconds off the winner Schlesser today. Schlesser normally putting some 20 minutes into the VW buggy. Jose Maria Servia in his Schlesser buggy, less than 3.5 minutes back of Schlesser. Our onboard camera catching the action. Here is Gregoire de Mavius, who's run into problems, and he's asking the locals to give him a push. Not quite so forthcoming as some of the spectators on the World Rally Championship, however. De Mavius, though, conscious that he had lost time, and at the control points, asking the commissaire if there was anybody far behind, because, of course, De Mavius is enclosed in the car and he will not be so aware of anybody coming up to pass him. Gregoire de Mavius was 6th on the stage. Jean-Pierre Fontenay in the Mitsubishi was 7th on the stage. 17.5 minutes back of the victor today, Schlesser. Kurt Leduc having another brilliant day in his Kia. The American was 7th yesterday and 7th today. Bruno Sabi was 9th behind Kurt Leduc, the pushrod Ford, continuing on. Through the villages, through the dust and through the song. Kroll, brilliant drive from him, the Russian in his Mitsubishi today. A top 10 finish for him, and likewise Rakatansky, another Russian in 11th position in yet another Mitsubishi. The pair of them split by only 30 seconds exactly on the stage. Henri Pescarolo was 13th today in his Nissan, right behind Thierry Delaverne. Leading T1 car today was the Frenchman L'Hôtelier. So one of the most controversial stages of the rally, as if we hadn't had enough already. Schlesser victorious by only 37 seconds over Masuoka, Kleinschmidt, Orard and Servia. But overall, Masuoka continues to lead by 5 minutes and 51 seconds after 64.5 hours of rallying. Kleinschmidt third, Servia and Souza. Now this is Jean-Louis Schlesser right at the finish of the stage today. Not a happy camper at all. He says the officials will do their job. The question, what is the problem? The problem? Have you seen it on TV? There is nothing else to say. You would just have to look at the pictures. You think that Jutta held you up?
Vous l'avez vu au 144
You have
après
seen
dans la
her
montée, j'étais à toucher
kilometre
son passeur pendant 4
144.
kilomètres.
I was touching her bumpers for 4 kilometers. You have seen it.
Anti-sportif, mais enfin il y a des règles.
It is not sport, but rules exist. One of them says that the driver caught by another driver must accept to be overtaken or they can take a penalty.
Wenn hinten dran gewesen wäre und ich ihn gesehen
Jutta
hätte, hätte ich ihn
Kleinschmidt
sicher
here,
vorbeigelassen, aber war nicht da. Und
saying that
insofern
I
kann ich
didn't
mich
see
ja
him
nicht in Luft
all day
auflösen
long.
und sagen,
He
ich
can
frag
say
jetzt mal,
what he wants.
wahrscheinlich kommt er irgendwann mal vorbei. Und
I didn't see him.
Das kann er nicht
And
erwarten.
I cannot just
Wenn er wirklich
disappear into
aufschließt,
thin
dass er
air.
ihn sieht, okay, aber das
If-
war nie,
if he
nie
wants
der
to
Fall.
overtake me.
Insofern muss er halt mit dem Staub leben. Ich kann auch nichts dafür, dass hier so staubig ist. Do you think it's possible to win?
Yeah, we'll try. Of course, we'll try.
You are in good shape, you have got good mental.
Yes, now is so we must to try to win. That's all. Me and all the team members help me, so we will try.
Dakar is not finished.
Yes, after 3 days, so we will.
Là, je me suis dit, c'est perdu. Quand on est resté 40 km derrière un
Pascal
concurrent,
Maimon, the
c'était pas de sa
co-driver
faute.
for
Il
Mashuoka.
jouait lui aussi, mais on pouvait
When
pas
we were held up,
projet suffisamment.
held up for 40 kilometers behind a car, I thought we'd lost it. It was not his fault, but we cannot get close enough